What's poppin', y'all? Ice Spice was viciously attacked, and the first thing that happens is a radio OG within hip hop, Ebro, accuses her of faking the whole thing.
Stay ready, Ice Spice. It looks like she was with the though.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
She was just with her homegirl, just eating a little, a little cheeseburger, and then she just came
So
up
Ice
to-
Spice just sits in a Hollywood McDonald's without security?
That surprised me too.
I
but
think she had security there.
I know, Ebro. I don't think so, because if she had security, they would have ran out at some point.
Well, that's also kind of what made me feel like this might be kind of promo too. Y'all know I be looking for promo. Ice Spice needs promo right now.
I don't know.
Ice Spice doesn't need promo right now?
No. I'm just trying to think if that would that be promo?
What actually happened right there?
Homegirl went up to her
She tried to swing.
and slapped her.
She
Yeah.
got her. She swiped her.
Yeah. I don't know. If
I
it's
feel
promo.
like it was wrestling.
I feel like these are just one of these crazy.
Then there was a lot of chatting. If it was just a crazy friend,
Nah.
she was like, there's a lot of chatting. And Ice Spice is going to be like, yeah, let's fight. Y'all believe in that?
Homegirl slapped her first.
Yeah, but
bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm not buying it.
All right. I don't think so.
I'm not buying it.
All right. In other news, Kanye has more drama. Now, Switzerland, specifically the soccer club FC Basel, is the latest to pull the plug on Kanye's performance. Now, they're saying...
Man, one of the things that really irks me is when people think like, okay, I got one. This got to be promo or something like that. And they just don't even think past their first initial gut feeling, which is Ebro's gut feeling is to be skeptical about the situation. There's nothing wrong with that. But then ask yourself, why am I skeptical about the situation, and am I valid to be skeptical about the situation? So let's just break down why this is wrong on all fronts. Number one, you could say, okay, yeah, Ice Spice was potentially faking this because she dropped or previewed a track within 24 hours where she says, oh, something wouldn't happen at Wendy's, which I thought was a really interesting name drop there. Now, Wendy's on social media, in particular X, Twitter, has been a lot more forward thinking when it comes to marketing, as opposed to their counterparts, whether it be Burger King or McDonald's. How McDonald's is a lot bigger, and I guess they just can't take as much risks as Wendy's does. But it also makes sense, and I think this is a play for Ice Spice to potentially be like, hey, Wendy's, we can work together. I've got the same hair color, or I can have the same hair color as the Wendy's girl. And this is why I don't think Ebro gets it. Ice Spice just got done doing a SpongeBob soundtrack for a kid's movie. She's just been doing, not fashion runways, but she's at all these fashion shows. Ice Spice's brand is not that of faking a fight or getting into a fight or getting into an altercation whatsoever. Ice Spice is like, oh, don't touch me. Like, she's a little bit up there with her brand. Now, if this was a Sexy Red, you could say, oh yeah, this might have been faked. But that's the thing. With Sexy Red, it would probably be real, and he would believe that it was real. But Ice Spice, her brand only gets harmed for her even getting into it with this chick. And then let's talk about how difficult it would be to fake something, which I don't think people run through their mind. So, Ebro, he probably didn't think this. So you're telling me that Ice Spice is sitting at a McDonald's. They stage this. They're like, okay, Ice Spice, you're going to sit there with your friend. She's going to be across from you. Somebody is going to come in. You guys are going to read these lines of a script. She is going to hit you first, and you're going to get up, and you're going to hit her back, and then you're going to chase her outside, and there's going to be like 6 or 7 or 8 other people involved in this. One of them is recording as well. You're getting into it outside, and then the police get called. And also, TMZ, or you're going to leak some footage that you somehow got from McDonald's. McDonald's is going to give you security cam footage of this. And after that, what's also going to happen is they're going to call... TMZ is going to call the girl, and the girl is in on it, right? Because if this is all scripted, then the girl's got to be in on it that attacked her. And then the girl is going to tell her side of the story of everything that happened. And this is all going to get leaked. And on top of that, Ice Spice is going to retain an attorney, Bradford Cohen, one of the top attorneys within hip hop. Well, top attorneys in the nation, but we all know him in hip hop. He's the guy that got Kodak Black pardoned. And he had Kodak Black get that plea case or that no contest, whatever the situation was in South Carolina or North Carolina, where he had that very gruesome case against a girl that he was intimately involved with, if you want to call it that. So you're going to get him involved, and he's also going to make a statement and say, oh, hey, by the way, we're pursuing all charges against this woman. And all of that is promo. Like, dog, you just got to run that through your brain. It can't be promo because everyone in line is going to be destroying their reputation to further a script that Ice Spice conjured up to get some promo. TMZ, McDonald's security, because that's a McDonald's security camera, and one of the top attorneys. Like, come on, dog. Like, it doesn't take much. Like, you don't got to be the brightest bulb to think. And I'm not saying that Ebro is dumb. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's just impulsive with his gut feeling. And is like, yeah, I've seen other fake stuff. And didn't look through this enough. Because I'm guessing it was Laura that prepares a lot of the topics. And I don't expect Ebro to have looked through all of the details. But I do think something that could have been added to this show, because Laura obviously disagrees, is a little bit of pushback. Like, Laura, I know that in this scenario, she's well equipped. She knows the details of what happened to Ice Spice. And she can say, well, actually, she's got an attorney and he made a statement. Like, is that promo too? Is he going to harm his reputation? Is he going to outright lie? And then what is Ebro going to say at that point? He's just going to potentially look dumb and say, something, I'm not buying it. Like, not buying what? And Ice Spice, like I said earlier, it doesn't help her brand. Now, if somebody tried to attack Ice Spice and security pummeled them, that's good for Ice Spice's brand, because then she looks like untouchable. She's this diva that nobody can get into contact with. I do think for guys, this helped Ice Spice a lot. For girls, I don't think it did much. I think it entertained them, like the girl Ice Spice fans. But overall, I just think this was a dumb, impulsive take by Ebro, and it's quite ignorant, and it's something that you would expect from somebody that wasn't involved in hip-hop whatsoever. Like, there was a stupid, goofy tweet that I saw on the timeline, because, there's just, you just see insane tweets on the timeline regularly. But one of the tweets was something like, there hasn't been a top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 since 2025, July 2025 or something like that. And then some goofy quotes it, and he's like, oh, well, like Black American culture died this many years ago, and you're seeing this on the charts. I'm just like, dude, this is just such an ignorant, goofy take, because the top streamers are Black Americans, and they are influencing all of the cultural norms and terms that are being used. Gyat, Riz, all of this other stuff that even the racist streamers that are white are also adopting, that, are like, oh no, we just got to be unto ourselves. They're adopting that same stuff, and that's exploding globally. So just because hip hop as a music may not be as popular on the Hot 100, and keep in mind, that's solely domestic. And a lot of that is due to the success of country music, which country music does no numbers outside of the U.S. So that doesn't mean that hip hop globally is doing poorly. It's just not doing as well in the USA, which, of course, these people aren't going to take this stuff into context. And that's why I'm saying, like, this is a level of take that this type of person would have, and Ebro is matching it. So Ebro's having the same take that somebody that's outside of hip-hop that has a negative disposition, clearly, towards Black Americans and rappers, and they would probably be like, man, this is fake. This chick's just trying to fake something. And I just think that's a little bit embarrassing. But like I said, I understand the impulse to potentially think it's fake, but once you spend a couple of seconds reasoning in your head, you think to yourself, nah, this cannot be fake. And there's also a difference between faking a whole thing and it being a promo and a rollout versus taking advantage of a situation that you went through to elevate your career. And I think that's what Ice Spice was doing when she dropped the snippet. And I like that she's doing that. She should take advantage of this situation because, I mean, who else will? And if she just lets it go by the wayside, that's kind of dumb. So it shows Ice Spice is on top of things. So credit to Ice Spice in this situation. I think there needs to be a little bit more pushback of facts. Like, obviously, like, Laura doesn't agree with him, but you can present some facts as to why you don't agree. That's why what's her name? The one on Power 105, Lauren LaRosa, like, she would reply to something like this with some facts, and then there would be a dispute about this. And I think that makes her good. I'm not knocking Laura, but I'm saying that dynamic would be a little bit better. But I think I need to sit down and listen and watch an entire Ebro Laura Rosenberg show to be able to give accurate feedback and an opinion on their dynamic, because even I'm looking at this from a short snapshot, which I don't think is fair to their entire show. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.